From 1914 to 1918, the First World War brought about a level of destruction previously unseen. Much of the fighting took place in northern France and Belgium, the area known as the Western Front. Here, soldiers clashed from opposing trenches separated only by several hundred meters of scarred terrain. To advance, troops had to go over the top and into this no man's land. They waded through mud, crossed barbed wire, and faced lethal machine gun and artillery fire. Under these conditions, a breakthrough was impossible. Deadlock remained unbroken for nearly 4 years, while casualties climbed into the millions. By the spring of 1918, innovative tactics and new weapons emerged that made armies more mobile. First, the Germans went on the attack with offensives that came close to succeeding, but the Allies, including the Canadian Corps, held on. In August 1918, they initiated their own major offensives. Between August 8th and November 11th, the Canadian Corps, 100,000 strong, fought at Amiens, Arras, at the Drocourt-Quéant line, and the Canal du Nord, at Cambrai, Valenciennes, and finally at Mons. This period of continuous victories became known after the war as the last 100 days. In these battles, the Allies gathered tanks in numbers never before seen on the Western Front. They benefited from better communications to coordinate men, artillery, and aircraft more effectively. As a result, they broke through German lines and advanced more swiftly than at any time since 1914. Germany was overwhelmed on the battlefield and faced social and political turmoil at home. The German government decided to initiate negotiations for a ceasefire, otherwise known as an armistice. It came into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918. Casualties were heavy on both sides during the last 100 days. More than 45,000 Canadians were killed, wounded, reported missing, or taken prisoner. This accounted for almost 1 in 5 of all Canadian casualties during the First World War. Their sacrifice helped to defeat the German army and secure an Allied victory. To better understand what happened in the last 100 days and why and how events unfolded as they did, historians rely on different sources of historical evidence. These include primary sources such as letters, films, maps, artifacts, official documents, photographs, and many others. Primary sources are the raw materials of historical investigation. They are created at or near to the time of the event. Historians analyze primary sources to construct a picture of the past, a narrative, and respond to the historical question they are investigating. The Think Like a Historian series helps educators and students learn how to analyze and interpret primary sources. Building these skills helps to develop historical interpretations and understand the past. In this series, we use a soldier's personnel record and a veteran's account of his unit's war history to explore the last 100 days of the First World War.